Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel today. I'm Lori Whitlock and I'm going to show you how to put together my box card flower tricycle. It's a really cute box card. It's a little more time consuming and detailed, so just be prepared for a fun project, but just be patient because these little flowers take a little bit of time to put together. So let's get started putting this together. This one's a very different box card. So we've got a box card that's going to be back here on the back end with the flowers in it, and then one up here on the front end that's going to have little flowers in a front basket on the tricycle. So it's going to be darling when we're done. I've gone ahead and started applying some of the flowers and layering them. So I'm just going to kind of go through the pieces and show you what I've done. There's a green layer back here and I've just layered these flowers on top. And just so you know, these little white flowers, they're all the same size inside the file. So what I've done is just flattened those and turned them into printing cuts. So you don't have to do that. You can just glue little yellow dots on. That's just fine. I thought it was easier just to go ahead and flatten those and print those little yellow dots. So that's what I did. I've layered, like I mentioned, those flowers, and these flowers here, this is just one big piece on the back here. I've put down my coral colored flower and then my little white ones in a center here. And then this piece right here is going to just layer right on top in this last position. You could cut this green out of a contrasting piece of green if you wanted to, or do a little inking on that to make it stand out. Additionally, we have these two flowers here. This one is just a green layer in the back, a dark teal layer, a light blue layer, and then the dot in the middle, the yellow dot. This one has a white piece on the back and it shows through on the little holes on the front. And that's just going to layer right here on our green piece. You'll just need to make sure as you're doing these flowers that you rotate them until they get to the right position. You can see that that's the right position for this flower. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that one down so it can be drying while we work on the rest of our project. Just go ahead and use a little adhesive on that. And sometimes I find that if I pick these up, I can kind of rotate them around till I get them in the right position and you can kind of feel it. So that one looks good to me. We'll go ahead and let that dry. So I'm going to go ahead and move all the flowers off to the side because we're going to be putting those on later. Let me go ahead and glue this little one down real quick. That was probably the most time-consuming part of this project, is getting all of those flowers layered up, but they are so cute when they're done, so totally worth it. Okay, moving those flowers off to the side for a minute, and we're going to focus on the bicycle for the very beginning part here. This is the little cart part of the bicycle, and I've gone ahead and so the main piece, this wood piece here, is all one piece and it's got the wheel cut out. And then I've gone ahead and I've got a white piece and you just layer the black tire around the outside edge. And those are going to glue in position on the front side of the cart. I've also given you some black pieces so that you can reinforce it from the inside by gluing the black tire around the edge from the inside. You could also cut another white piece if you wanted to, but this is giving this a lot of sturdiness. So actually I'm just going to go ahead, whoops, and glue this wheel on so that can be drying for us. And just line those spokes up. A little extra glue there. Okay, we'll let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and set that piece off to the side. This is our little cart that's going to, or their little basket that's at the front of the card, or yeah, the front of the card, but the front of the bicycle. So I'm going to set it off to the side. And then this is our front, the back side of our front, well, it's the front side of our front wheel. So let me show you what I've done to the main bike portion first here. So in order to make this where it's not super flimsy, so this is one layer, it's really quite flimsy. We need to reinforce this middle of the bike. So what I've done is I've cut a back layer, and I've also cut a nice heavy 100-pound cardstock white center, and we're going to layer those. So when you're done, you've got 3 layers. You've got the teal front, the white in the middle, and then teal on the back. Now you could do these out of any colors that you want to, but that's just what I've done. You also have to be really careful because you don't want to glue this down before you put the black tire on. So I've done that on the other side. You can see I've gone ahead and put my teal layer on top of my white, but before I did that, I put my black tire on. So now I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to go ahead and put my tire on. Now I've done one more reinforcement to this, so it's got 2 layers of white just on the wheel portion, because the front of our bike is going to be standing with 1 wheel and 2 in the back. So we want this 1 wheel to be nice and sturdy. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Put a little bit of glue on those spokes. We'll just line that up. And like I mentioned, sometimes it's easier to pick that up and be able to rotate it than to lay it all down and have it start sticking before you can rotate anything. That looks really good. So now that we have that tire in place, we can go ahead and put our front bicycle on. So that's going to line up right here. The little center of the hub, I've already glued that on, and everything should line right up. The only thing that's not going to have any extra glue on it, or isn't going to this whole area here is the inside of our insert of our box card, and this is the front little insert. So let's go ahead and glue. I'll just put glue on this piece. And then right down here, I'm just going to put the glue on this one so that I get it right in the right spots. I don't want to get any extra on the wheel area here. So I'm just going to flip that back over, line all of that up. And you can kind of feel it with your fingers there when it's all lined up just right. And our little bike's looking perfect. Okay, so now this is the back side. I'm going to flip it back over to the front. And now we're ready to start assembling our box cards. And this is where it's a little bit tricky, but I wanted to do it this way so that everything is nice and sturdy. What you're going to do is take your box card and just wrap it. Let's see, wrap it around. I'm just going to push these down for now. We don't want to put any glue on those, but I'm going to glue just the wooden part right now. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive on only the wooden part. That's just assembling the main box around that insert piece. Okay, so now what you can see is I have this loose box, but because we have tabs on these, and this one is spaced perfectly to be right in the center. So the other one I didn't have enough room because of the bike seat to make it any longer. So you're going to have to just get this one glued down first, and then we'll put that one in position. So at this point, I just want to put a little adhesive on the larger tab. And I'm sorry that this is a little bit hard to see. Now I'm going to open that up and I'm going to push it where it's right on the back of the card, touching the back of the box, the wooden box. Then I'm just going to lay it, let's lay it flat this way. And that's going to tell us the position for this other tab here. So now I've got to put a little adhesive on this inner tab. And I'm going to do some from the bottom here. Oops. And just make sure the bottom of the box card is lined up with that teal. Okay, so now we should be able to stand our card up and our back wheels are in the right position. Now that's a little bit tricky, I know, just be patient with yourself. It should lay flat in both directions. And it looks really cute. That's how it looks from the front. So now we just have to put our front little box on. We're gonna do the same thing for that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put some adhesive on this gray tab here. And just lay this, oops, make sure those tabs are folded in. Get those out of the way. And then the gray tab will form our box. And now the tab, the longer tab is the right length on this one as well. So just go ahead and put some adhesive on that. And just make sure that that's flush against the back. And you can lay that flat and kind of just let that dry and reach in there with some adhesive on the other little tab, and that will be in the right position. And then we'll let that dry. So now we have this cute wooden box card here on the back and this little front basket on the front of the bike. And it stands up perfectly, looks so cute. So while that's all drying really well, we can get our flowers and we're ready to start putting those in place. So this little piece here goes right on that teal flower area. And that should just glue right on there in perfect position. Perfect. And then on the front of the basket, we've got these two little flowers to put on. And you could add more if you wanted to, so you could cut as many flowers as you'd like. This one's just going to go right here. And the white one's just going to go next to that. Right in this area. And we'll let those dry. Very cute. And now we're going to do the back flowers here. We've also got a hubcap. Let's not forget our hubcap. We'll put that on right here. Okay. This set of flowers is going to match up right here in the back end of the basket here. So cute. Wouldn't this make a great Mother's Day card? Just getting a little extra adhesive back here under that flower. And now we can put our flowers up on the front, and we also have our little label that goes on here, so we need to kind of plan for that, and we'll glue these flowers right in here above it. So I'm not going to put glue on the top half of this, just down on the bottom, just right in there. And we'll put this one right in here. So again, I'm just going to do kind of the bottom half of that flower so it can poke up above. Perfect. And I have a little bit of foam tape on the back of this piece here. Peel that off. And I just want to put that above the wheel and just kind of center it on that box. Very cute. Now, I did give you a couple of extra wheels if you want to put those inside. You could also cut the white That way that the back of your paper doesn't show. I'm not going to put those on right now just for the interest of time. But the last thing we have are some little petals to hang down here from the gear area. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive here on the back of that, and I'm not going to put any on the petal because that's not going to need any. And just kind of eyeball the center of that area. Oops, something like that. And then you can just flip it all over. And if you wanted to do this double-sided, make it larger, you could certainly do that for like a table centerpiece. That'd be darling, but you'd probably want to finish off the back side with your flowers. You'd need to reverse those and cut them all again. And you could make it look darling from both sides. And I can actually put some adhesive here on the petal part too, so that sticks really well. I've got some glue on my fingers there. So like I mentioned, this has got some tiny pieces, but it's so incredibly cute that it's totally worth it. Okay, so that's the back of our petal. And that's our cute box card flower tricycle, and everything can lay flat for mailing. I'd go this way with that. And that you could mail it in an envelope, and then your recipient can stand it up and have an adorable little decoration. So much fun. So I hope you guys love this file as much as I do. I've also got new this week a fresh cut flowers cart. I think these two look so cute together. I just love them. This one is a lot easier to put together. It's like a traditional box card. It's just a big box with an insert, and the flowers are really similar, so they look just adorable together. So hope you guys enjoy these, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.